Hello. Why is an exorcism necessary for Paul Jr.? Given how valuable she is, Sister Andrea must be greatly underpaid. She serves God and the priests, finds and defeats devils, and now she needs to save the soon-to-be unemployed assessors from the mountain of cases they are unable to finish in the 2 weeks left. No, not to give them an excuse to be lazy. In fact, she has a case against them. That opening sequence that brought us into the hotel lobby reminded us so much about The Shining was actually Sister Andrea investigating a case of possession on her own. She must feel uncomfortable as well, given that Paul Jr. is the one who is possessed. I'll give you one guess as to his father's name. This possession case is particularly strange given that Paul discovered his twin, a man named Gregory, on VidTap. And now this dude who looked just like him killed himself. What was I telling you? On VidTap, nothing regular or pleasant ever happens. It is sure to be traumatizing in and of itself to witness a man who resembles him light himself on fire. However, it appears that Gregory's spirit has taken up residence inside Paul Jr. Furthermore, Paul Jr. isn't exactly making anything up, based on what Sister Andrea witnessed in the hotel lobby around 2 in the morning, when the possession is supposed to start. Kristen is right to wonder whether his melancholy is acting like an odd instance of possession, given that Paul Jr. lost his father, Sister Andrea's lost love, Paul Sr., to suicide when he was a little child. Gregory's death may have been a significant trigger for Paul. Furthermore, Paul Jr. must have found the thought of suicide terrifyingly real after witnessing someone who resembled him commit himself, as he was exposed to it from an early age. The problem is that Sister Andrea sees Gregory as a different person. She has brought her tried and trusted demon bait, a bag of little marshmallows in accordance with her gut feeling that it's a demon. I don't know about you, but I found it quite offensive that demons are sweet-toothed. However, the demon doesn't appear to be too simple to entice. Nevertheless, there's that whole enigmatic "he made me do it" thing, raising the possibility of demonic possession when Paul Jr.'s possessed sleepwalking results in the assessors having direct communication with Gregory's ghost. Furthermore, only Sister Andrea truly perceives Gregory as distinct from Paul Jr. Paul Jr. is probably under the control of a suicide demon, given her history of seeing demons while others are unable to. Another very strong indication that there is a devil engaged in this is Gregory's wide-eyed, sly smirk, which only Sister Andrea can see. Therefore, even though Kristen might be dubious about using a religious placebo effect on someone who might merely be experiencing severe depression, an exorcism is clearly an option. Has Leland been cleared? I don't know about you, but I found it quite offensive. Why had I even bothered to believe that Leland would approach hiring Dr. Boggs in a truthful manner? Of course there would be fear. Furthermore, Dr. Boggs has seen his fair share of demons, so one glance at the true face of Leland's enormous lawyer ought to be enough to frighten him. That's the actual event. And just like a helpful little scared psychiatrist, Dr. Boggs appears on the witness stand and defends Leland's misdeeds, saying that he's just sick and needs care. However, I'm sure that Kristen's dejected expression really got to him. Why else would he declare that Leland needs to be confined to a maximum security mental health hospital, putting his life in danger? For Kristen, that kind of works out perfectly. After all, Andy not only abandoned her and cheated on her, but he also received payment from the wealthy climber who owed the Bouchard family the money that would have greatly assisted Kristen at this very moment, 10 cents on the dollar. Whatever creative solutions her children may come up with to avoid being destitute like Oliver Twist, Kristen isn't going to let Laura pose as ill on GoFundMe or sell photos of her feet on of. She would prefer to use her skills. There has never been a finer moment for Dr. Boggs' writing career. At Kristen's house, a chamber is being opened, and because Dr. Boggs is ready to embark on a book tour, the least he can do to make amends for unintentionally adding to her suffering is to refer his patients to her. With everything beyond her control, Kristen only needs to get rid of Leland as a nuisance. As a result, she used evidence against Leland to deliver strike after blow. Email correspondence between Leland and Orson LaRue demonstrates that he instructed his client on how to stage demonic possession in order to avoid punishment for his crimes. Photos and court records demonstrate that Leland's tried to recruit youngsters by using the multiplayer game Bumblebee Valley to target Lexus. Cheryl, however, is her greatest weapon at the moment. Additionally, Kristen's crocodile tears regarding her late mother's selfless, kind, and loving legacy have a nerve-wracking effect on Judge Jared Jeter. Henry Stick, the massive stick demon, may be scary to look at, but he's not a powerful lawyer or a terrifying enough demon to worry Sister Andrea. She recognizes him for what he is, and Leland's lawyer had better watch his back because he's the evil that's coming to New York, and the nun is well known in hell. I had no doubt that evil had something intriguing in store for Richard Kind. Simply being a good, reasonable judge would have been too obvious. It turns apparent that Jared Jeter has sold his soul and is in Henry Stick's pocket. much like the prosecution has reached Leslie and duped her. I suppose that when the devil makes an offer, there's no horse high enough. I am aware that you were in awe when you saw Jared Jeter acting completely rational towards Leslie, but the only reason he put on the entire show was to see whether she would have the audacity to confront Leland face to face. With a single blow of the filthy judge's sword, her head is thus completely severed. And Jared Jeter, the judge who is currently employed by this 60, clears Leland even before the matter ever gets to trial and involves the entire jury. I'm hoping Kristen won't take Leland's assurance that he wouldn't bother her family too literally. Perhaps he believed they would never see him. However, I believe Kristen must get past the obvious and interpret that assurance for what it truly is, a threat. Since he probably really means that they won't be able to notice him coming.